15 years back, I stumbled upon a lakeside cabin that felt like it was built for me, a hidden gem tucked away from the chaos of the world. What made it truly special wasn't just the shimmering lake or the whispering pines, but a quirky, single-lane bridge stretching over a deep creek, the only way to reach my sanctuary by vehicle. Most people would have scoffed at it, calling it a nuisance, a bottleneck. Not me. That bridge was my personal drawbridge, my moat, my ironclad boundary between the peace I craved and the noise of everyone else. I'm the kind of guy who lives for quiet nights under a blanket of stars, the soft lapping of water against my dock, and the thrill of reeling in a fish at dawn. That bridge was my gatekeeper, ensuring my solitude stayed sacred. For years, it did its job perfectly. My nearest neighbors lived a mile away, their existence barely a blip. The occasional hiker or weekend camper might wander close, but they never lingered. My world was mine, untouched, undisturbed, just the way I liked it. I'd sit on my porch, sipping coffee, listening to the loons, and feel like I'd cracked the code to life. My YouTube channel, MidnightTales, was born out of those moments. Me sharing stories of that quiet life, the cabin, the lake, the bridge, all woven into tales that resonated with folks who dreamed of escaping the grind. Then the trouble started. A new neighborhood sprouted down the road, a cluster of cookie-cutter houses with manicured lawns and ambitions of grandeur. They formed an HOA, one of those self-important groups that love rules more than reason. They paved shiny new streets, slapped up fancy mailboxes, and crowned a president named Cheryl Lou. If you've ever tangled with an HOA, you know the type: clipboard glued to her hand, measuring tape dangling from her belt, a smile so sugary it could rot your teeth. But her, and that smile turned venomous. At first, Cheryl and her HOA didn't give a hoot about me or my bridge. I was just the eccentric guy in the woods, a footnote in their suburban saga. But then they got greedy. They started marketing easy lake access to sell their overpriced lots, painting my quiet corner of the world as their personal selling point. Suddenly, my gravel drive became a parking lot for realtors' SUVs, their glossy brochures promising buyers a slice of my lake. Strangers started showing up, uninvited, picnicking by my dock, snapping selfies with my waterline like it was their backyard. I'd come up from the city after a long week, ready to film a new MidnightTales video about the serenity of the woods, only to find tire tracks and litter where my peace used to be. I fought back the only way I knew how. I hammered up some property, no trespassing, bold letters, screaming stay away. Cheryl didn't blink. She ripped them down, probably with that same fake smile, leaving my bridge defenseless. I'd drive up on Fridays, dreaming of a quiet weekend, only to find her handiwork mocking me. Things came to a head one sweltering afternoon when I pulled up to my bridge and froze. There, gleaming in the sun, was a brand new metal gate welded across my bridge. A sign screamed in block letters, "Private HOA members only." I parked my truck, boots crunching on the gravel, and walked halfway across, staring at a beefy padlock dangling like a taunt. On the other side, Cheryl's sedan idled, and there she stood, arms crossed, grinning like she'd just won a war. I kept my voice steady, though my blood was boiling. "You can't block my bridge, Cheryl," she laughed. A sharp grating sound. "This isn't your bridge anymore. We voted to maintain it, so it's community property now. Join our HOA if you want access." I nearly choked on the absurdity. Join her HOA, pay to cross my own bridge. She shrugged, all smug confidence. "It's for the neighborhood's safety, you understand." I didn't argue. I didn't need to. I turned around, drove back to the city, and pulled out the heavy artillery, my safe, stuffed with the title, deed, and survey maps for my property. I pored over them under the glow of my desk lamp, the papers confirming what I already knew. That bridge wasn't an easement, wasn't shared, wasn't up for grabs. It was mine, part of my parcel, etched in ink and law. No one, not Cheryl, not her HOA, not a single soul had any claim to it. By Monday, I was on the phone with an old army buddy turned property lawyer, a bulldog of a man who lived for battles like this. We filed an emergency injunction faster than you could say trespass. By Wednesday, a deputy was at my bridge, his cruiser's lights flashing, ordering Cheryl to unlock the gate. She huffed, puffed, and stalled, her grin long gone. Until the sheriff's truck rolled up behind him. With a scowl that could curdle milk, she cut the lock, glaring at me like I'd stolen her crown. I stood there, calm as the lake at dawn, knowing the law was on my side, but I wasn't naive. Cheryl wasn't the type to quit. If I left the bridge open, she'd be back with another padlock or some new scheme, so I went all in. I hired a local contractor, a grizzled guy who knew his way around a welder, and we built a fortress. Industrial-grade fencing, a motorized gate with keypad entry, and a surveillance camera that caught every leaf that fell. The next weekend, Cheryl came stomping up, her face redder than a summer sunset, demanding the access code. I pointed to the no trespassing sign, now bolted to the gate, and told her she'd need a warrant or a personal invitation to cross my bridge. She sputtered about lawsuits, county codes, community outrage. I invited her to read the county plat maps again, maybe with a lawyer this time. She stormed off, but I knew the war wasn't over. Sure enough, her HOA tried to rally. They sent letters, made noise about neighborhood unity, but their own members started turning on her. Turns out, Cheryl had dipped into HOA funds to build that illegal gate, and folks weren't happy. A few even quit, some stopping by my cabin to apologize, their faces sheepish as they admitted they'd been duped. Now, when I stand on my dock, fishing pole in hand, the lake stretching out like glass, I know my bridge is doing its job. It's my peacekeeper, my line in the sand, keeping my woods quiet, my water private, and my weekends blissfully free of Cheryl's clipboard tyranny. I fire up my camera, record another MidnightTales episode, weaving the story of the bridge into something my viewers can feel the triumph of holding your ground, of carving out a space that's yours and yours alone. Some folks think they can bully their way into anything with a vote and a smile, but I learned that a deed, a survey line, and a little grit still means something. That bridge, my bridge, stands as proof. It's not just a path to my cabin. It's a symbol of what it means to fight for what's yours, to protect the life you've built. Every creak of its planks, every ripple in the creek below, reminds me why I came here to live on my terms, to tell my stories, to keep the world at bay. And when I upload my next MidnightTales video, I'll share that truth with everyone watching. Sometimes, the smallest battles, like defending a rickety old bridge, are the ones that define you. The weeks that followed were quieter, but not silent. Cheryl's HOA licked its wounds, their dreams of lakefront glory fading as buyers realized the easy access was a lie. My bridge held firm, its gate locked tight, its camera watching. Like a hawk, I'd drive up on Fridays, punch in my code, and feel the weight of the city lift as the gate swung open. My cabin became my fortress again, my refuge where I could fish, think, and create. MidnightTales grew, my subscribers drawn to the saga of the bridge, the underdog story of one guy against an HOA Goliath. They left comments, shared their own battles, and turned my little fight into something bigger. Reminder that you don't have to bend to bullies. No matter how official their letterhead, I'd read those comments by the fire, the lake reflecting moonlight, and feel connected to a world I'd chosen to keep at arm's length. My bridge wasn't just a crossing, it was a story, one I'd tell over and over, each video a testament to standing tall. Cheryl faded into the background, her power crumbling as her own neighbors questioned her reign. The HOA stopped sending letters, stopped knocking on my gate. The lake was mine again, its shores free of trespassers, its silence unbroken. I'd walk the bridge at dusk, the wood warm under my boots, and think about how close I'd come to losing it. Not just the bridge, but the life it protects, it, the solitude, the freedom, the space to create I'd fought for it, not with fists or shouts, but with the quiet strength of knowing my rights, of holding my ground. That's what I share in my videos now, what I hope my viewers take away. The world will try to take what's yours, but a deed, a lawyer, and a locked gate can keep it at bay. My bridge stands as my victory, my peace, my story. And every time I cross it, I'm reminded that some things, some places, some fights are worth every ounce of grit you've got.